What's happening? Another video here. Got something in my beard. Damn fuzzball. Anyway, I'm gonna call this one the sin of Sodom. I know you think you probably know what the sin of Sodom is. It's probably, you're thinking, two guys rub-a-dub-dub in the tub, or two girls taking a whirl, you know. But that isn't completely accurate. This is the way the Bible has been dictated to us by the mainstream, dumbed down churchianity type situation. But now they're not even teaching sodomy at all anymore. I mean, see, the gay thing is only a little tiny fraction of what the sin of Sodom actually really truly is. It is indeed a part of it, but it's really not the whole truth. And you know, that's one of the reasons I look back at people and I'm like, okay now, I see where you're at. You're not even there. But the sin of Sodom, there's quite a few different. It's like the sin of Sodom wasn't just one sin. It was a sinful society altogether, and corrupt, like our society we have now. It was more of corruption than it was about sexual immorality, even though sexual immorality is a part of it. Alright, now let me explain. 4 times a year in Sodom, every man sent his wife unto his neighbor for a night during these equinox, solstice, fertility ritual parties. You know what I'm saying? So, look, how can a man send his wife unto his neighbor? That ain't got nothing to do with gay. This is a swinger society, okay? They also, here's another thing that Sodom and Gomorrah did. They were cities, and a bunch of dudes would get geared up, you know, with their swords and their bows and their slings or whatnot and their clubs, and they would go out and find the people that didn't live in cities. Like, they basically have tents set up out in the wilderness or in the desert, and Sodom and Gomorrah would run up in there and spoil them and rape them, basically, like prison. A bunch of dudes, any hole that they can get it in, that's where it's going. Any hole, man, female, animal, anything goes, basically. And this is never mentioned. It's kind of like right now, you know, when one country goes and invades another, and the same thing happens now. The soldiers rape all the women. It's really, this is one of the ways that you get people to sign up, because, hey man, don't tell anyone, but hey, you know, we'll just look the other way. Exactly what they did in Sodom and Gomorrah. Here's another sin of Sodom and Gomorrah. They were unkind to strangers. Like now, you go into certain neighborhoods and everyone knows each other, and they're all like looking at you like they wanna shoot your ass. Like, what you doing here, man? What you up in our shit for? They're all freaked out and just tripping for whatever reason, man. It's like, look, I'm just passing through, man. Don't leave me alone, man. I don't want no trouble. But anyway, when strangers would come into Sodom and Gomorrah, they'd be like, hey, man, hey, where can I buy some food? And the people would say, go to the market here. Here, take this money right here. And they had all these coins, and each person would give it a special mark on this coin. And these people would go from market to market and ask for food, and everyone would say, I ain't got nothing for sale. And the people would die of thirst and starvation. And then everyone that they seen that would give them a coin. So they'd give them all this money, but they wouldn't let them spend it. So the people would end up dying, man, from from no water or no food. And they did this as a game, like a psychological FU game. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the sins of Sodom. And then here's another one. They had rulers or judges that were corrupt. Well, like this guy went in there and he asked the guy for something else. Hey man, can you know where I can find a room to stay? And the guy basically ignored him and then just force fed him this fortune teller story. And he'd say, well, no, I don't know where you can stay, but you owe me your horse saddle now. And then the dude was like, hey man, no, I don't owe you nothing, I didn't ask for that. And then the dude's like, oh. Then he would rally the townspeople, and they'd force the visitor to go before the judge. And then the judge would say, he'd listen to the guy, the complainant, or whatever that's called, plaintiff, and he would listen to the guy's story. Then he'd look at the other guy, that the fortune teller, the robber fortune teller, and he'd say, oh, this guy gave you an accurate, good interpretation. You owe him your horse saddle. So basically, it was a uniform system of corruption. This is the true sin, the true full scope of the sin of Sodom. People always want to associate it with gay sex, but no, it's swingerism. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just swingerism, it's basically ritual swingerism, where you're partaking of these Babylonian mystery fertility religions, man. I mean, that's a big element to it, and that isn't necessarily gay or straight. I mean, pedophilia, probably. I mean, it's in the. I mean, in order to become an occultist in some rites, you have to. In order to invite in the spirits, you totally gotta succumb to total depravity, and that's the only way. That shows you're in complete rebellion, and you have no defense against the dark spiritual forces, the spirits of the demons, the giants that died, and their spirits still walk around the land like ghosts. When people see ghosts of their family members, it's similar to that. These giants had the same appetites as men, so what they do is they get inside of people, and then they give this energy like, go keep eating, keep eating, keep eating, keep eating, even though you're not hungry, but you're just eating. And then it'll also, give me some sex, give me some sex, give me some sex, because it's like, imagine if you were horny but you didn't have a body and you were just a spirit walking around, and you couldn't have no physical contact. The only way you could do it is by piggybacking on a living being, and then you can get inside, so in a way you can kind of feel like you're alive still. I mean, that's basically how it boils down. So that's why our nation has become a habitation of demons. It's because most people are unwilling to admit that these things even exist, so therefore they have no spiritual protection at all whatsoever. They're like, it's the back door is wide open. And I mean, so something to take into consideration. And if you wonder where did I learn such information, well, it's in the book of Jasher, and there's a reason why they excluded this from the Bible, because it would explain to you this thing right here, and you would know this. So I encourage everyone, if you want to have a greater biblical understanding, at least check out this book. I mean, it like I said before in another video, it fills in a lot of blanks. It fills in blanks about idols, about the sin of Sodom. It fills in why Christians do not worship the sun, moon, and stars. It tells you about the first Pharaoh, the death tax, where all our taxes come from. It shows you all this stuff. So just check it out, my friend. Hit me up.